Welcome to the Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betson, alongside
Team Floating Jem.
Yeah, that's it. We're trying something to be different here. So, as you are well aware, until we get a nice layout, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get me, and you're going to get Jem's floating head until I work out how to get some sort of nice layout. So our good friend Dash is in the works, but we'll get to there in just a sec. So this wrestling conversation happens on a Tuesday morning because it is our SmackDown in review. That's right, it's 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to facebook.com/group/thepopculturists. There's also Twitter and Discord. All those links are in the description below. What's the next part? Oh yeah, if you want to join the conversation as it happens, except not today because we're testing the bed here, so no live today, sadly. So if you want to watch us record the show live, head over to patreon.com/thepopculturists, where you can support us at any dollar value. Get yourself a nice little sneaky link where you can watch us record the show. It's awesome. If you want to support us in a more once-off fashion, head over to popcultures.com/shopping, buy shirts like this and other assorted shit with our logos on it. We are also on the Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists. Jem.
Yes.
You're recording from the comfort of your own home.
I am sitting on my bed, set up on my bedside table. I have the microphone that, thanks to all of our lovely, lovely patrons, we were able to buy for me.
Yeah. So a big thank you to all our patron supporters. Because of your support, you've been able to have Jem with this microphone that I assume I'm pointing at because floating head.
Near enough.
But the best thing about that microphone, because Jem, for those that know, lives like about an hour and a half away from me on a good run. So normally she'd hike her way over here and we're doing the show together. However, that's not entirely always practical. So this setup is to allow for those times where we cannot be in studio. When we can be in studio, we will. But when we can't, we have this possibility, and it's all thank you to those lovely patron supporters. You get your names read out at the end of the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mwah.
How have you been? How have you been this week, Jem?
Good. Busy weekend, obviously. When this releases, so Tuesday, today, is my birthday. Happy 29th to me. Yeah, so Tuesday the 29th is my birthday. So over the weekend, I had a little shindig. I got to meet some more friends from the podcasting community, which was super nice. Super chill night out. It was lots of fun. I may or may not still be recovering 2 days later.
So how old are you turning, from I'm asking?
29 on the 29th.
Oh, man, you're getting too old for these out in party town stuff.
I know. I was ready for bed about an hour after I got to the venue, but I powered through till like 3 a.m. Go me.
As I said, I'm 30 next week, so
I know.
my bones are already cricking and aching, and I'm just it's already tensing up, but not in like the I'm so strong, as in my body's about to give out.
Yeah.
So
no, I've been there for a good 16 years.
Yeah. And it went downhill from like 11. But yeah,
how about you? How are you doing?
I've been alright, man. Not a whole I'm such a habit of looking where you possibly are, even though you're on the TV in front of me. I'm just gonna still do it because it puts me at ease. I've been pretty good, man. Like nothing major has changed for me. I've been playing some cool games over the weekend, which is nice. You want to hear about them for the players? Pop Culture Pushing Podcast. It's available right now. Caught up on some AEW, so I'm still an episode behind, but I was able to catch up on the previous episodes, so able to catch the really awesome Moxley, Pac versus Page and Kenny match, which was awesome, absolutely fantastic. And looking at the clips from this episode, which is the episode 5 of Dynamite, where Jericho is like being annoying. Cody punches through a glass pane to get to him and throws him in like some ice cream thing. I can't wait.
I love it.
It's gonna be amazing.
I was watching something today with like Jericho talking about MJF, and he's like, "Who even wears a scarf?" And I was like, I see what you did there. It was great.
It is. Yeah, that's true. Like you can't make that call. He wears a scarf like he's wearing a scarf for the longest time.
That's the point.
But it's not a Burberry one. That's Jericho. The difference.
Well, that is the difference.
So apparently that's the thing. Apparently there's been lots of MJF cosplayers out in the wild over this Halloween window. So apparently, he's unhappy about it because as he is. But the AEW team has requested that they post them all on the internets for those.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see it. But I'm not here to talk about AEW. If you want AEW, go check out Dash Culture Wrestling on your podcast service of choice. We're here to talk about the WWE.
Yeah.
What about SmackDown? SmackDown is the house show that we went to, and we met Kofi Kingston.
Hey, you remember that we met Kofi Kingston?
I just wanted to remind everyone once again. That interview should be up today. At time of, as in day this air goes live. It will be up through wellplayed.com.au, so we'll be sure to share their link on all the social medias. Please go check it out. Please go give it a watch. It was awesome. Amazing. I only pooped myself all of it.
We've got a little snippet floating around of Kofi giving the Young and the Wrestlers a shout out, which is awesome.
Yeah, I will put it at the start of the show, so if you've already heard it.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's absolutely fantastic. But let me pull up these notes. This episode of SmackDown was in Kansas City, the correct place that Superman is from. Jerry the King Lawler, you piece of shit. It starts off with an episode of Miz TV. So we got Team Hogan and Team Flair in the ring. Many in PopC purple again. Thank you, including Ali.
Yep. That's the first thing I noticed.
He
knows
I was like,
what's Ali's up. Second week in a row, he knows what's up.
So what they did have is they had Team Hogan on one side and Team Flair on the other, but the difference here being it wasn't everybody because some are on Raw, some are on SmackDown. So we did see Hogan's team, which was the captain Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ricochet, Ali, and Shorty G. Now they did also have it's Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, Jimmy Hart in the background.
Yeah, he seems with his little megaphone.
He seems to just hang around with Flair for some fucking reason.
Hogan.
He hangs around with Hogan for some reason.
He was hanging out with Hogan.
Apparently they were bros back in the day. Sure. Okay, that's fine by me. We'll get to Shorty G in a minute. And on the other side of the ring, we had Flair. He had his team captain. He didn't have his team captain of Randy Orton because Randy wasn't there. Oh, sorry. You've given me the full list of the team here.
I've given the full list of the team.
So Hogan
Randy wasn't there because he's on Raw.
Go
ahead. Bobby Lashley was not there because I believe he's on Raw as well. Mm-hmm. Drew McIntyre, same thing. So he did have Shinsuke Nakamura there with Sami Zayn, of course, and King Corbin with him as well.
So Roman didn't have Rusev or Ricochet because they are both on Raw.
Yes, exactly it. So Hogan's team didn't have Rusev or Ricochet. I believe we find out at some point that after Rusev's arrest, he was not charged, so he has been released and he will be on Raw again this week.
Thank you very much.
So that was good to know, especially after that attack on Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, so the promo began with Ric Flair just mumbling something.
It was so incoherent that I literally just wrote in my notes incoherent babbling because that's all it was.
I have no idea what he said because he tries to be enthusiastic. He jumps up a key and then he just like slobbering
all over the microphone.
Hogan, woo!
Exactly. That's exactly it. Sounds like me on Saturday night at the end of the night.
Saying drunk. That though, although Flair was as much as I despise Hulk Hogan, it's very common knowledge that I despise Hulk Hogan. He was fucking awesome here. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed what he had to say. I guess when you're compared to like a dementia patient, like the improvement here is fantastic. I'm like, wow, you can string a sentence together without sounding like you're choking on your own drool.
Yeah. Yep. No, he definitely. Look, honestly, I didn't give two shits about this whole segment.
Yeah, because we're not pretty keen on Crown Jewel here, nor will we be covering it. So although it is this Friday, you'll not be getting a pay-per-view video from us. Not happening. Just simply because we didn't really support this whole Saudi deal in general, and of course the pairing with the Saudi government in general. So for that reason, it will not be the actual pay-per-view itself will not be discussed.
No.
We may talk about results if they are of importance and in storyline. However, I doubt they will be.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is just sort of like a throwaway. Like everything leading up is last minute. All of this is last minute. It doesn't matter to anything anywhere.
Completely agree. Let's see. So there is the Hulk mentions that, like, why don't we have a match preview? Like, let's have your team versus our team, right? Like, it's only fair, where everyone's here. Let's have some fun. There's a lot of like, positive, upbeat results from the Hulk team. Like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's give this match a go.
This comes off the back of Roman Reigns saying that, like, he said to Baron Corbin, he's like, mate, everything you do is stupid. Your crown's stupid, your scepter's stupid, your cape's stupid, everything that comes out of your mouth is stupid. Like, you look like an idiot, and we like that. That's funny. But when you speak, you're stupid, and we don't like that. And the only way to shut your stupid up is to punch it in the mouth. Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, let's punch him in the mouth.
Punch him good.
And that's why Hulkster's like, let's have a little match preview right here, right now. And then, for some reason, it's all directed at Sami Zayn. Because they're like, there's three of you. Like, Sammy, why don't you get involved?
Oh, yeah, it's because they ripped on Sammy for not
Ali
competing.
ripped on Sammy.
Yeah, so they're like, hey, he doesn't even compete anymore. It's like, just gets vegan coffee and shit.
Yeah. Sammy's like, look, I can understand where you're coming from. I appreciate that offer, but we'll have to think about it. And Team Flair just sort of hop out of the ring and start to walk away. And then he's like, oh, but I think Hulkster says something. And he's like, why don't we do it for the main event then, huh? Why don't we do it at the end of the night so you've got time to prepare? And Sammy's like, all right, okay. You really want this match? I'll give it to you. But there's a little memo that you clearly haven't gotten. I tweaked my neck on the flight back from Australia, so I can't compete tonight. But I've got somebody who's a really good friend of ours, and he totally can compete, and I'm going to bring him out right now. And it's Cesaro.
Yeah! Not in street clothes today, which is cool.
Yep, street clothes. Just gets his gear off, shoves his mouth guard in, and gets ready to go fight. So he runs up to the ring. Roman Reigns gets out and punches him, and all hell breaks loose. This does end in Team Hogan standing tall in the ring, all arms up. Everybody's like, yay, celebrating. And that brings us to our first break for the evening.
Yeah, so next up we get the New Day walking backstage with Xavier Woods on an iPad or a tablet of some sort. They didn't specify the branding. Because as we know, he is off injured, and he looks to be injured for at least the next 6 to 12 months. So he confirmed that on Twitter today at time of recording. He is out for a long window of time.
Absolute bummer.
It's a real shame. But I did see also on Twitter that he got himself one of those armless crutches, where you strap your leg backwards. So you have it bent, and then you kind of put the crutch underneath it, so you'll be able to walk around. So he certainly won't be able to compete, but depending on, I guess, as he heals, he might be able to come and do some, manager work or something.
Yeah, beautiful. That's really good to hear.
But next up was a match from the New Day versus Rudolph. That's Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. I did notice that the New Day did come out. They had little black armbands with XW on them for Xavier Woods, which was really cute. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
He's not dead. He's just not there.
Exactly it. But they're mourning him. You could see it, they were yelling at this little tablet, we love you, man. We miss you. Get well soon. So cheesy, but so cute. And you could just see him chilling in bed I'm glad I'm at home.
Well, because he said on Twitter, this is his first ever off season in 15 years that he's been wrestling. So this is the time he gets to kind of chill.
Prime up, down time.
He's got a lot of games to play at this stage.
He's got a lot, yeah. Good match. It was a match. It was a bit of fun. I guess it's again another preview match for Crown Jewel, because they do have that tag team turmoil match.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, the biggest tag team turmoil match.
Yes.
Which is essentially a giant tag team elimination tournament with determined the quote best tag team in the world. Which I'm sure Shane McMahon will come in and win, similar to the best in the world.
Most likely. Shane McMahon, one person as a tag team, so he will be the best tag team in the world.
It'll be Shane McMahon and that fake fake Rowan from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Or they'll pull some kid from the crowd.
Oh, yeah, and like that kid that won the tag team titles with Braun will come back.
Braun
Like,
Strowman,
remember him? Guess what? He's the best tag team in the world. Everyone's like, boo. But the win did go to Dolph with a roll-up on Kofi for the win. And the Revival do then run in, attack the New Day. While during this happens, the Heavy Machinery come to help. And the Lucha House Party, for some reason, are just watching on.
Yeah, it was weird, but I get it. Obviously, tag team turmoil match. They're scouting their opponents. I get it.
Yeah, I guess Lucha House Party have the right spot here.
Yeah.
You know, granted, it's nice the Heavy Machinery have the back of the New Day. And the Revival having the back of Rudolph. But these guys got the right idea. They're like, why would I want to run into a fight and get injured ahead of this tournament?
Exactly it.
Like, it's a smart play. Will the old LHP come out the victors? No.
Yeah,
no. But they got the right tactics, and that's important.
I just realised all teams in this tag team turmoil match, except one, are SmackDown.
No, there's more in there.
No, because there's 6 teams, and what, 5 of them are out there.
Yeah, B team and the OC. There's 2 teams.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I completely forgot.
I think
about
there's
that.
another one.
Just been what they were showing on the screen. The Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It must have just been. It must have been the decal that threw me off. Then.
Yeah. No.
They just had those in 6 teams on the decal.
Yeah, I guess it was just showcasing whoever was there from SmackDown, presumably. Yeah. Next, we had a backstage promo, also just footage backstage of Ray, Dominic, and Cain Velasquez. That's like saying it now. now that I've worked out how to pronounce it, I say it all the time. Velasquez.
Yeah.
Because for a while there, I was like, Velasquez.
Anemone.
Then we get a video package of Tyson Fury. It's pretty much footage as we've seen before. The idea of just recapping the situation between Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury. However, this time we did get some footage from the Performance Center with Braun Strowman just comes in and decks him.
Yeah, so they're like teaching him shoulder tackles, and then Braun Strowman just runs in with a big old shoulder tackle, and he's like, "You're in my world now, Fury. You're in my world.
You're in my world, bitch. I kick your ass. Yeah. I eat piece of shit like you for breakfast.
You get these hands."
Yeah.
And then like it looked like Fury tried to get up and chase after him, but it looked like his leg might be a bit injured. So.
Yeah, maybe. Well, because this is the situation. So I think this is the only time they touch upon it in the show, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Once again, we don't really want to talk about Crown Jewel, but I don't know how this match would go. I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Mostly because, in theory, Braun should wreck him. However, he's an undefeated boxer. If Braun comes running at him, just punch him in the face. And he's down. And like...
Which does get touched on later on.
Yeah, kayfabe away for a second. Who benefits from the win here?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
In terms of story-wise, it'd be great for Braun to have a comeuppance and get the win, but then that tarnishes the history, the legacy of Tyson Fury. He's an undefeated boxer, but he got fucked up, which means there's going to be a DQ in some way.
I was going to say double count out. I reckon it's going to be a double DQ. They're just going to wreck each other and be knocked out for the 10 count, and that's how it's going to end.
Oh, and they both just like eat Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool way to go about it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
because they both go out strong, and then nobody technically takes a loss.
Yeah, because neither of them are willing to back down, so they just keep punching, freaking slamming, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. I got your interest there.
That's my prediction.
Oh man, I think
not the way predicting.
I think I'm totally getting a cold. Ugh.
Yeah.
So lucky you are quarantined in a different place because it's gnarly in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty husky. Like, I'm pretty gross at the moment.
Yeah, but that's because you're hungover from 4 days ago. That's a bit different. Next up,
I am well hydrated. Thank you.
This is where it will get interesting for a second because I know it will. Lacey Evans is versing some random person.
Oh boy,
Jem.
Oh boy! Immediately, I was like, "Get fucked." We went through this on Raw when, who was it? Somebody versus Jobby McJobberson. And I was like, you're fucking kidding me, right? You have
Alistair Black.
Aleister Black. I was like, you have a brand new roster, an entire exclusive roster with a shit ton of women in it, and you're gonna do this. We're doing this, are we?
Yeah, but which woman would take the fall? Like the women's roster is staggeringly less than the men's. Like there are
Sasha
less.
Banks wasn't doing anything.
Then let Sasha take that drop? No way. If anything, they might be able to bring someone from like main event, like Dana Brooke or like Sarah Logan. Even though I love Sarah Logan and I don't want to see her get punched in the face, but like the roster is small enough that it's like I'm not saying it's okay because it's the same discussion. Like I disagree with any Jobber McJobber faces coming in, but who would have taken the fall?
Yeah, but still, like, you've literally got an entire roster. Literally got an entire roster. Like, pull your head in. Like really? What about Sonya Deville? Sonya Deville wasn't doing anything.
She couldn't take that. She wouldn't take that drop.
You want to make a bet? Like, there's so many other people that it could have been. But no, Lacey had to face Jobby McJobberson. And, like, I was starting to like her. They were doing really good with Lacey. And I was like, this can go somewhere. And then next minute, like, no, she's facing Nobody Make No Face from friggin' Kansas City. Like, come on now. Like, I hate it again. I hate her again. I hate it. And then she goes on this, she gets in the ring and she goes on this spiel of like, you know, I have too much pride and confidence in myself to even entertain the idea of having this match with you. So I'm just going to walk away and you're just going to watch it happen. And then she like tells the referee to start the match. And I was like, okay.
She's just giving the win.
Yeah. And she just starts walking away and waving. And then the referee like starts counting and this girl's like counting her out with them. And then she counted 7. She just comes running back in the ring, slams it with a woman's right. 1, 2, 3, done. Like, really? We know that's a strong move. Like, it's a waste. It's an absolute waste. It honestly was a complete time filler. It probably didn't even need to be there. But, you know, what can you do? Like, they're just trying to make Lacey look strong for some reason. Like, who knows what they're going to do with her? Maybe she's going to take on Sasha Banks next. Who knows? Maybe they're going to try and put her in the women's title picture again. Who knows?
Well, she did randomly just fall into a title shot with Becky, so potentially.
Yeah. They wouldn't be trying to make her look strong if there wasn't something coming.
Exactly.
But at the same time, like, she doesn't look that strong because it's Jobby McJobber face.
Next up, we get Nikki Cross having a backstage interview with Michael Cole. She talks about how Bayley is feeling the pressure of being a champion and that Nikki is happy to help by taking the title away from her. Because as we do know that Nikki is next in line, she's won the opportunity to take on Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So tonight, as of the show, she will be facing Mandy. She talks about how, although she is very beautiful, this is not a beauty pageant. I guess for some reason still carrying on that bum-ass story that we heard the other week about like, I'm more pretty than you, Nikki. Nikki's like, shut up! And then they punch each other.
The bullying. Yeah, bit stupid, but like, I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited to see Nikki Cross in the title picture. She's worked hard for it, obviously having the tag team titles with Alexa Bliss and stuff like that. Like, she's clearly a very strong title competitor. So I'm really excited. I couldn't wait for this match.
I'm very excited to see where Nikki can take this personally. I think that the potential for her to do well is good. And although I like heel Bayley, and I think heel Bayley should keep the belt because she's a fun Weasley heel, is it Nikki's time?
I don't know. It's funny that you use the word Weasley about like Bayley because she's totally like the Ron Weasley of the heels to me. Like, she's just not really good at much doing it, you know? So I don't know. I'm not about heel Bayley, unlike you. Like, I think it just doesn't work for her, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's because she smiled at you she smiled at you the other day.
Yeah, I saw her soft side and I was like, not convinced.
Yeah, and then Kofi called her out at one point during our post.
He did. He's like, yeah, we said something about like winning or hugging or something like that, and Kofi's like, yeah, where's Bailey at? You're Bailey, and I was like, she's not hugging nobody no more. That was a fun little.
It was.
That was fun.
Next up,
still so surreal.
It is still pretty bizarre, isn't it? Next, we get a video package of Seth burning down the Firefly Funhouse, but we've come to learn from Corey that not everyone made it out of the burning down.
Unscathed is the word he used.
Thank you. So then we cut to a section for the Firefly Funhouse,
which we did know it was returning.
We knew it was returning.
Specified last week.
I was a little disappointed here. I was expecting them to, like, the reason we're rebuilding the set is because we have Fox money now, and Fox money is going to make a new awesome set. Not the case. No. Same old set. I was
expecting it to be charred.
Yeah, that or like they would go a nice better one. So it turns out that Rambling Rabbit perished in the fire of 2019. It was pretty gnarly. And so Bray asked if anyone wants to share any words. Everyone just says really shitty things.
Yeah. Very somber. Everybody's dressed in black. It's very like.
Yeah. And then Bray mentioned that Rabbit wanted a open casket funeral. Mm-hmm. So he opens to show a very fucking monstered up puppet. Yeah.
Notice though, he did use his heel gloved hand to open that.
He did. Which is very cool. So using the heel hand, then he gives a little smoochy on Rabbit's face, and he comes back to life.
Yep.
Yay!
And he's all like, "Oh my god, it worked!" Like clearly saying that the glove healed him.
Yeah.
And then before, when they were saying like nice words about him, Mercy talks about how he's like, I miss him because I'm hungry. And then the minute he comes back to life, Mercy eats him. It's so good.
So this is awesome. So this is really cool because the problem that I was having, the minor problem that I was having with The Fiend was the idea of this hurt and heal. As of right now, we have only seen the hurt. We've not seen any of this heal. And I was like, well, where are they going with this? Obviously, it's a very cool idea. It's a very cool concept. But as The Fiend, you presume that he only wants to hurt or protect, or his character could protect particular people. As we saw, there were moments where he was protecting Seth against the likes of Braun. So he could then fuck him up. But I was wondering where they're going to go with this, and I think they made a good decision. It's enough to demonstrate the heel part without...
Still keeps it mysterious.
Yeah, we're still keeping it a little bit mysterious and giving it just enough. Let's see, I've missed my spot. Next up, we get a Drew Gulak versus Callisto match. We get some video package of them cutting a promo backstage. Didn't care. I kind of agree with you there, Jem. And then in the ring, Gulak gets the microphone to reintroduce himself and show his intended PowerPoint from last week. It's all about how many different ways the Tyson Fury could kick the shit out of Braun Strowman, which I thought was funny. And I still kind of dug down on it, which is very nice. However, Callisto attacks him during the discussion piece. Then Braun comes out and causes a distraction on Gulak, allowing Callisto to get the win.
And then Braun just decimates Gulak.
Pretty much, yeah. So it looks as if 100% we are getting a Strowman-Gulak feud post-Crown Jewel.
Yeah. It's definitely setting that up. I did love that Braun did the running powerbomb on Drew Gulak, and everybody just started chanting one more time.
The running power
so loudly
slam.
that Braun... Yeah. So, everybody was like, one more time, and Braun's like, well, okay, just throws another one out there. So good. It's definitely setting up for a Gulak Braun feud, which, you know what, I like, because obviously Gulak coming up from 205, he's definitely got a lot to prove, and putting him against somebody that big can definitely make the guy look strong and put him in a good picture. Big
time. And the advantage that they'll have here is Braun is awesome, and Braun can help put him over without too much of a concern.
Exactly. We know Gulak's good. I mean, he's a former cruiserweight champion. He's clearly in some form of championship capacity. He's a really good build. He looks like a really athletic dude. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
And I like his poorly used clip art in the PowerPoint presentation.
All right, isn't it great?
Next up, Daniel Bryan having a chat with Michael Cole. However, during this discussion, Shinsuke and Sammy interrupt, and they talk about the death of the Yes movement and how that was real and true, because the discussion around Michael Cole was, is the Yes movement back? For us, seeing WWE live, it's back.
Yes.
It's back, baby.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, he was very much in. There was lots of provoked yes chants at the Melbourne show, so I can only presume that it's back.
Definitely.
So Sammy talks about how that they are in fact very similar, Daniel and Sammy, that, you know, he too agrees with his points about how the WWE universe are greedy and they just consume without thinking about others, and how, you know, Sammy himself is vegan, very similar, you know, exactly as Daniel Bryan is, and how Shinsuke is also a lover and carer for the planet, just like Daniel Bryan. He also calls Daniel an artist, similar to how he represents Shinsuke, which is very, very cool.
He does mention in that he's like, you know, you are the best at what you do. You are a phenomenal wrestler. You are the artist in ring. Which I thought was awesome.
I certainly agree with that too. I do think Daniel Bryan is probably one of the best there ever will be.
I was so excited when we saw him, because I was like, holy crap, I get to see this like in the flesh. This is amazing.
Yeah. So then Sammy asked Daniel so Sammy asked if Daniel wants to move backwards with the fans or move forward with him and Shinsuke, and he stings out his hand as a shake gesture to be like, hey, come be with us. We are the future. By pandering to the fans once again, you'll be returning to what the new Daniel Bryan was against.
Yeah. Back to mediocrity, essentially.
So so Bryan contemplates shaking and stares at the hand, however, moves straight through them and heads out the back. So this makes me wonder, in the same way that we got Coke, new Coke, are we going to have classic Daniel Bryan? Is that the plan? Is that moving forward?
Who knows? All I know is that, I don't know. Daniel Bryan looked really conflicted. Like, really, really conflicted. And it begs the question, like, is he going to go back to that? Or is he going to move forward? Like, it's really... It's a tricky one. And I'm interested to see how he takes it. Very, very interested, because obviously the Yes movement seems to be coming back, but he could halt that just as quickly. He certainly could. I'm happy for the Yes movement to come back. It's almost been a year to the date since the Yes movement died. I do wonder whether it's the right time to bring it back, but we were Yes chanting, so I got no complaints here. Yep.
Next up, we get Team Hogan and not Honky Tonk Man, Jimmy the Mouthpiece Hart.
Jimmy the Mouthpiece Hart, who wasn't very mouthpiecey at all.
No, he did nothing. He just fucking stood there with a really bad haircut. And then Nikki Cross is also waiting backstage. And then we get Mandy Rose with Sonya Deville versus Nikki Cross with Bayley and Sasha on commentary. You've noted here a new outfit for Mandy.
Yeah, she had like this single side strapped black thing as opposed to her standard like
gold thing.
No, that sort of comes up around her neck. So it was a little bit different. I was like, this is a bit cute, like the single halter style. A little bit different for Mandy.
You also added here that you found Bayley not convincing in her arguments here on commentary.
Nah. The commentary with Bayley and Sasha was just lackluster. Very, very lackluster. Like, Graves and Cole were throwing stuff at them, and she just wasn't picking it up. And this is where I struggle with bad Bayley. Like, it's not her. Bayley's the hugger. She's super happy, dancing around. Like, that's Bayley. That's how Bayley thrives. Like this heel Bayley with the terrible winged eyeliner down her nose. And look, I love her to bits, but it's not landing for me. Like, she's not, like, I can understand she's in a different mindset and she's a different person, but it's not being portrayed properly that way. Like, she's not expressing to me that, you know. I feel like she talks about how the women's division has no passion. Like, to me, it feels like she's not passionate about this, you know. So yeah, it's very conflicting for me, because I love that Bayley's made this change and she's living for her and her only, and she's not pandering to the fans, as they would say. But at the same time, I'm not convinced that this is who she really is. I feel like it's just a phase, Mom, and she'll probably get over it. But at the moment, yeah, it's just... It was terrible. Like, they just weren't picking up, and she's just... I want to love it, but I hate it.
Do you think that this situation between Sasha and Bayley is more of a hanging out with the bad crowd, trying to fit in? Because, like, even when we looked at last week or the week before, when they had that King's Court with Jerry the King Lawler, how they were there to talk to Bayley, but Sasha spoke for her the whole time.
Yeah,
you know,
I definitely think it's like, I want to be one of the cool kids, so I'm going to hang out at the back of the Oval and smoke with you guys, like, but not actually have a cigarette. I'm just going to stand there and be like, kind of like, here you go. Like, not really. Yeah, like just coughing up a cigarette, like pretending to cough up a cigarette. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think it's just Bayley being a little bit lost with herself, and I don't think she quite knows who she is at the moment.
I am still holding out for that moment when Bayley does in fact realize that Sasha is, you know, trying to puppeteer her a little bit, and she finally cracks and crumbles and goes against her. Something that Corey alludes to all the time in his commentary, especially back in the day, how Sasha's only ever in it for herself all the time, and that's where it is. Yeah. And, you know, it's all about what Sasha can get out. Now, we've seen Sasha do moments like this. I think it may have been a Rumble, where rather than, you know, granted, Rumble's everyone for themselves, but she intentionally, like, socked Bayley and threw her out of the ring. So this wasn't a situation of, like, you know, to benefit the match. It was just, you know, dirty. So I do wonder whether we'll see more of that from the likes of Sasha and Bayley. There'll be some sort of, you know, Bayley realizes that, no, I know who I am. You are the bad, like, you're a bad influence on me here. Yeah, poisoning my mind. Yeah. However, in the match, Sonya does interrupt with a punch to Nikki while the referee was distracted by Mandy, because who isn't? Deville,
God's greatest creation.
That's right. Deville gets involved once again, and Nikki takes her out, which is nice. However, it does end with Nikki getting a win off a neck breaker, while Nikki stares down Bayley from the ring to commentary.
It was a good match. Like, it really showed how strong Mandy Rose actually is. I feel like we don't see enough of her in ring actually wrestling. I feel like it's primarily Sonya. So it was really cool to see Mandy really getting in there, because she dominated the first half of that match primarily. She's strong as shit. She got some powerful legs on her. She threw Nikki across the ring a few times. So that was a really good match, and I honestly really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Next, we get the Team Flair backstage, just hanging about. Then we get Ray and Cain Velasquez walking to the ring for a face-to-face with Brock Lesnar. They then do that progressive match flow video package thing of just Brock beating the shit out of Ray and Dominic. So with this face-to-face, it does start with Ray talking about said attack that we just saw the highlight package for, and how Dominic is doing better thanks to the WWE Universe's support, which is nice, I suppose. You know, it's alluding that Dominic really got the shit kicked out of him. He's not doing very well. He talks about how it's time for Brock to pay for what he did to my son. Well, I've got that in quotations, though.
Because that's exactly what he said. My son.
Oh, okay.
Mi familia.
Yeah, well, you know, is that because it's allegedly his son? Like, you know.
Eddie Guerrero's going to pop out of nowhere like, I'm your puppy. Just a ghost of like they did the 2-pack tour where they had him like...
The hologram.
The hologram, yeah. They're just going to do that.
That would be amazing. And then someone has to sell an elbow drop or a big jump, big frog splash from
a hologram.
From a hologram. Speaking of, I saw a match the other day where it was the Invisible Boy against the See-Through Man or something. So it was a ref reffing a match to two invisible people.
Wow.
It was
Please send me the link to that.
Awesome.
That sounds amazing.
I'll find it and I'll share it on the PopC groups for those of you at home. You can
Please
check
do.
it out. And then once again, they add the conversation, like they point out that Cain Velasquez will give a matching scar on the other side of Brock's face.
Yeah.
However, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar do appear on the screen. And they're like, nah, mate, we ain't coming down there. Because, like, look, if anything, if we know what happened to Kofi, was it Kofi? No, Ray. When Ray, when Brock's in fight mode, he's in fuck everyone up mode. And it's not safe for him or you to be down there right now.
Yeah. Not just that, he does go on to say, as if we'd go face to face with the butcher, the thug. What was the other word he
hired
used?
assassin.
Hired assassin. Yep, that's it. Cain Velasquez, especially just days out of Crown Jewel, because we've got better things to do and better places to be. And everybody starts booing, and he's like, no booing, which obviously makes them boo louder. And he's like, can you imagine what we're doing and where we're doing it, Ray? And Ray's just like, get down here right now. And he's like, no, that's not a way to be a conversationalist. He's like, can you think of whomst we'd be doing this to as well? And immediately I was like, oh God, they've attacked Dominic.
Yeah, he's fucked up Dominic.
And lo and behold,
Yeah,
Paul's
so
like,
zoom out.
Show him, Brock.
Has Dom by his fucking head. Dom's got his shirts all ripped up. He's not doing well. He's not looking awesome.
Yeah, just absolutely wrecked by Brock Lesnar. So they cut to a break. Obviously, Ray and Cain jump out of the ring to go figure out what's happened. They get backstage and they're in like what's supposed to be the doctor's room. And the doctor's like, guys, I need space. But Cain Velasquez and Rey Mysterio aren't anywhere near him.
Yeah.
He's like,
and I don't, like, all he's doing is putting a flashlight into Dominic's face. I don't.
And can you move your neck? Like, that's not something you need to be asking.
You don't move the neck. The rule. Yeah, I've done first aid. The rule.
He hasn't done first aid.
Don't move the fucking neck. If there's any risk the neck is damaged, you don't move it. You lock that shit down.
Yep, he should have had a brace on. He should have been strapped to a bed, but nope, they just had him like chilling out there. And of course, Brock Lesnar comes in with a trash can and just beats the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, F5s Cain into Dominic on the massage mattress, and then F5s Ray into a wall with his slimmed up arm.
Yeah, full on. It was ridiculous. Awesome. Yeah, it was great, but it was terrible all at the same time.
The beatdown part was really cool, everything before that. Now, I'll admit, this main event here, I didn't actually watch. My kid kind of pulled my attention away, and then we went out to do shopping or something. So I missed the back end of this show.
You did not miss much. So it obviously enters with Team Flair entering, and then Team Hogan enter. The match starts as a free-for-all. Everybody just attacks everybody as soon as the bell rings. And it does end up leading to King Corbin and Roman Reigns starting the match, which is pretty freaking good. One thing I did make a note of in big capital letters is how the fuck does Cesaro wrestle in hipster jeans? Like how? He's got these tight-ass skinny jeans rolled up at the cuff, like wearing everyday Adidas sneakers, just booting people in the face with his sweet leather white belt. Like, I was like, how?
Fashion over function, Jem.
Clearly, they're both fashionable and functional because he was still wrestling. Just shirtless, just in his sweet hipster jeans. I was like, Jesus, are you going to go down like Hozier Lane and get yourself a deconstructed coffee? Damn. Like, put on a beanie and like, I'll see you down the road. But no, it was a good match. Shorty G obviously was on absolute fire.
So you mean Chad Gable, right?
Chad Gable. Shorty G.
Chad Gable.
He's Shorty G now.
Chad Gable.
And yeah, absolutely fire. Like, he clearly wanted to get his hands on Baron Corbin and beat the living crap out of him, which was good. Ali rocking the PopC purple, just doing everybody, which was awesome. Obviously, it took a while for Roman Reigns to get in the ring, but when he did, the crowd just lost their minds. It was huge. Absolutely blew up. And Roman went as far as to set up the final of the match. Like, he set it all up so Ali could do that 6:30 splash thingy. And he got the win over Cesaro.
Nice.
And so Team Hogan and Hart jump in the ring, and they all have their little celebratory, and then that brought us to the end of SmackDown.
Yeah, I do wonder, having Team Hogan go over ahead of said crown jewel, do you think we'll see Team Flair take the win?
Well, it's hard to say because Team Flair technically didn't lose because Cesaro is not on his team.
True, and it is hard to say because who fucking cares?
Well, at the same time, like, they've got Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, so oof. I have a feeling it's going to go to Flair, but at the same time, like, I don't care.
Yeah, can't care.
Like I said, by technicalities, like, because Cesaro took the big L.
Yes, it's like, we never lost, like, because WWE has been fucking with the math lately, so we're unsure how this is going to go. But Jem, Floating Head Jem, what did you think of this week's episode overall?
It was lackluster. I was really disappointed. I'd probably just give it like half a bar.
I was okay with it. I'd give it a Kurt. Mostly because it was fine. There was nothing really bad about it aside from that doctory thing. But even then, they backed it up with some good beatdown. Like, there may have been nothing of major note here. Like, there was no there's no Finn Balor turning heel moment or anything. But it was still pretty good nonetheless. Like, there was nothing aside from Jobby McJobberface. It was pretty alright. It was just nothing momentous because right now they're focusing on Crown Jewel for some reason. And then once that's done, we'll have Survivor Series and then it's back in the motions.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm so like hard out on meh, is because it's all focused to Crown Jewel and I don't care. And
the big difference here, which is fantastic, is this had women in the show this week. So if you notice the Raw last week, nay women. Not one.
Remember.
Not one. Not one promo, not one in the ring, nothing.
I'm pretty sure Zelina Vega was present.
Yes, but that doesn't really kind of count. I mean, like, she's a manager, but in terms of actually, in-ring wrestling.
Yep, I'm with you.
Yeah. So that's because of Crown Jewel. The women aren't there. They can't be showcased, and there is no evolution this year. So, like, what do they got? What are they working towards? Which is a real bummer.
That's true.
And like, they still can push a longer storyline.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Who would have thunked it? But that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not too shabby match. Not too shabby match at all. Now, we don't have a dirt sheet, mostly because I think because it is Monday here when we're recording it as of right now, not a lot comes through the weekends. Most of the dirt sheet stuff comes through the week, so we'll probably just have the dirt sheet on our Thursday episode of Raw because we'll have the whole week's worth of cool shit to openly discuss, which is very, very cool. But anyway, that does bring us to the end of the show. This wrestling conversation happened across Victoria, impressively enough, across the Melbourne city by the power of the internet on 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify, 9 a.m. on the YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to facebook.com/group/PopCulturist, Discord, Twitter, all those links are in the description below. Have a chat to us. Keep an eye out. As I said, Kofi Kingston interview should be out today. You'll see that on our social medias, which is going to be awesome.
Wish me a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Jem, of course. And if you want to watch us record this show live, head over to patreon.com/thepopculturist. For any dollar value, you get to watch us record not just this show, but as well as our other show for the players, the Pop Culturist PlayStation Podcast. So you get 3 live shows a week minimum for your $1 due, which is nice. If you want to support us in a more one-stop fashion, though, head over to popculture.com/shop. You can buy shirts like this and other assorted shit with our logos on it. And we are also on at twitch.tv/thepopculturist. And if you have made it this far into the show, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and if you're on a podcast service, why not give us a star rating of your choosing? Maybe a written review. Help us get out there. If you've stayed this long, you've enjoyed what you listen to, tell the people, tell your friends. It's all fun. We want to talk about wrestling more often. We want to do more cool things like interviewing Kofi Kingston, and that's where you guys can come in and helping us out.
Yeah.
But until we talk Raw, I'm Ryan Betson.
And woo! I'm Jem.
The floating head of Jem. Ooh. We'll see you next week. Well, actually, we'll see you in like a couple of days. The Young and the Restless, the Pop Culturist WWE podcast, is fan support over at Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturist. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders: Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers: AJ Abatomi, Damian Holdies, Kyle Dunn, Lee Wintershoven, Nathan Massetti, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.